From downtown, this is Tim Kitzer from NBA Jam, and you're listening to NintenDomain Podcast. Boom shakalaka!
This week on NintenDomain, September has started, and there are so many new releases coming. Plus, those NSO N64 predictions have not forsaken us.
You can hear about how I escaped the planet.
Welcome to NintenDomain Podcast, episode 487. Your place to hear Nintendo fans talk about Nintendo stuff and other things. A lot of news coming in here, I think.
Coming in hot.
Yeah. We're your hosts. I'm Trey Wazzy Hemisphere Johnson.
And I'm Jeremy, sacrificer of the cave people, Mikowski.
Oh, get him out of there.
Who needs ancestors?
John is taking a pilgrimage to Seattle to visit the Nintendo headquarters, which we saw pictures of earlier.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have more to say about it next week. But
he's not here.
Got proof.
It's just us. He's not here, so the episode can go completely off the rails as it normally does.
It will.
When he's not here. But actually, yeah, I do. Did you watch any of the State of Play stuff? The Sony shit?
No.
Neither did I. That's what I was saying. It's because he knows more than I do. I didn't look at any of it, but I guess they showed a lot of the new Bond game or whatever of the 007 First Light, including like release dates.
Yeah.
I think it's coming out in March, like March 27th, right, of next year. And and there's a Switch. Obviously, there's a Switch 2 version coming out and all that stuff. I haven't seen any of it.
That's the one that IO is involved with.
Yeah, their new Bond game. So I know nothing about it. So whenever John comes back, you could talk about it because I really didn't have time to look at it, and also I kind of forgot that it was today.
I kind of I'm in that in between phase that I am every generation where I'm focused on one thing or whatever. Like since the Switch 2 is so new and shiny, I don't really pay attention to PlayStation. Like I play a little bit of because they put Lies of P on PlayStation Plus. I play a little bit of that, but other than that, I don't really ever mess with it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only reason would to watch it is that we know it's Switch bound, because it's doing details of a game that is coming to Switch 2. Also, but I kind of just forgot about it, and I didn't really have a whole lot of time today to do much other things. But anyway, yeah, why don't we start off the show as we normally do and talk about games we got and games that we've been playing. I mean, I think you got the one still, right? The one,
still just the one.
The many of the one. And that's the UFO 50. And speaking of UFO 50, we just did a Patreon-only episode where we counted down our, games that we would have in our own personal UFO 50, or UFO 51, rather. So it would be...
NintenDomain, or ND... Never mind. 51.
NDP 51. Those are the three that I use.
Dude.
The cat trying to be on the podcast again.
He's walking on my keyboard. I hate that.
Yeah, or you can check out our NDP 51, divisible by 3. That's what's 51. But yeah, there's all sorts of fun games in there. I think it was fun to do, and it's up for the $5 patrons, and the other patrons you can hear it next week when I get time to edit it together. But yeah, good stuff. But yeah, after we recorded that, I did turn on UFO 50 for a little bit, and I played around with some of the games. Probably not as much as you have, obviously, but
right.
There was some that I hadn't done before. Like I played that onion delivery game that we kind of talked about for a second on the Patreon, and I cannot control that car like for shit.
Yeah, the controls are awful in that game.
I'm fucking terrible, and I like the style of it, and I like how it starts off where it's like everything is boring, nothing is happening, and then. But yeah, like top-down racing is it's hard for me, I guess, Because you have to do, isn't it always like left is left and right is right? I don't know. I could not steer for the life of me, and I kept just running into shit. And I really like the way it looks, and it looks cool in the demo. But yeah, I couldn't really. I delivered one onion. That's what I was able to do. That first one that's like right.
You've done better than me.
Well, it's like right below you. You just go down and it's there. But yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's cool, but I cannot control it at all. So I played that for a little bit. I'm sure you've done Divers, that one. I played a
little bit of it. That's the RPG.
Yeah, so I played like Divers and Porgy, and they both kind of feel like parts of the sushi game that you like so much of whatever it's called, Dave the Diver, that one.
Dave the Diver, yeah.
Yeah, well, because they both kind of involve you going underwater to find things and then bringing them back, so it kind of still has that feel to it, I guess. But the Divers one, yeah, you have like these 3 characters, whatever they are. These like, I don't know. It kind of, the graphical style of it kind of reminds me of like the underwater Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 stuff. The really shitty, where you had to disable the bombs or whatever. It kind of reminds me of that. But it's not that hard, obviously. But yeah, you like start off and you buy like weapons for your characters and you go in and fight fish like in a turn-based battle thing, and then you go back with your money and try to buy more stuff to unlock other parts. Like that kind of reminded me a lot of Dave the Diver. So I fucked around with it a little bit, but I was not able to get very far. And I got to the there's a shark boss that just destroyed me, which I just randomly found. And I was like, oh wow, that boss has a lot of life bar, and I don't have any weapons. Or wait, no, that was a different game actually. That's a completely different game.
You're probably thinking of Porgy.
That was Porgy, which I also played, which is very similar to Divers. No, Divers, I just kept dying and stopped.
Divers is more, Porgy's more an action game.
Yeah, but they both involve like going underwater and grabbing things and bringing them back and upping yourself and all that.
Getting as far down as you can get.
Yeah, and Porgy was the one where I found the shark boss that destroyed me. That was because I found it. There's a shark boss, and I had like just these little missiles, and I was able to grab like a couple fuel tanks because you can like change your make it to where you can stay underwater longer and all that stuff. And of course I saw a lot of maps on Reddit or whatever when I was just trying to figure out what the name of the game was again for the notes.
Yeah, so Porgy, that's one of the ones that I think I'm kind of close to beating because I've beaten all 3 of the bosses. The octopus, the shark, and there's a third one that I won't spoil for you. So there's probably more than 3, but the 3 that I had seen so far, I've killed all 3 of them, and they stay gone for good once you do.
How much like upgrades and stuff did you get before you like beat the shark? Like, do you have to get a lot of stuff like from the? Well,
beginning? I kind of cheesed the shark, but basically there's an upgrade where you can shoot missiles straight above you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I kind of caught him in like a little narrow passage and just kept shooting missiles up at him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would help. Yeah, the only thing I found was just the fuel tanks in that. But I didn't play it for that long. I wanted
put a few hours into it.
I just wanted to try to see some of the ones I haven't seen yet, because the demo stuff was like, oh yeah, these look cool. But probably the one I played the most was the Min and Max one, which you ordered me to play last week. So I did I didn't play it for that long, but I was kind of confused by it. I mean, I did like where I shrunk in different parts of the room and found different things, and I think I paid the shinies to the old lady. I did that.
Yeah.
For the grandma or whatever, which is like one of the earliest things. But I did not find a way to get into like the handle because there's like a mouse in the handle or something like that. Is that how you get out of the room, or is that like the end of the game is getting out of the room? Have you been out of the room?
I think getting out of the room is the end of the game, because I have not.
Oh, okay. Because I just found different sections, and I gathered more like stars or shinies, whatever they call them. And I guess I got the ability to where I could pick up enemies and throw them. Like that's about as far as I got. So, and I guess, but I didn't really figure out where to go next. But it looks great. It looks really good for.
Yeah, I think in the lore it says it was like their biggest game at the time that they had made, and kind of one of their magnum opus pieces. And
is that one's probably later, right? That's supposed to be like an 88 or 89 game. So those are the ones that I played, but you've been spending a lot more time with it. So what else? What have you been playing on there?
Well, I did finish I finished Pilot Quest, which is
Oh yeah.
the one with the resource gathering and stuff, and it's kind of like the overworld's like Zelda. And yeah, that game was fun. Once I really got into it, I had a really good time with it. This thing that's kind of frustrating is that I figured out towards the end of the game several things that would have made it easier for me that I had just overlooked, which happens oftentimes. For one, there were these warp portals I could have been activating, and since everything's time based, like they would have helped a lot.
Mm.
But I didn't figure out about those until the very end, and then I needed one more piece of the ship to be done, and I had forgotten that was in the first dungeon. I thought I had gotten that out of the first dungeon, but I guess I hadn't. So I went back to the first dungeon and got it. And I just randomly went back there. I didn't look anything up, but I was kind of frustrated with myself that I spent so long looking for another dungeon when there wasn't one. What was the other thing that I messed up? Oh yeah, the resources. I spent a lot of time going out and grinding for coins to buy resources because you can only get the coins in the overworld part.
Mm.
And you lose all the coins if you die in the overworld, so you have to just keep collecting them. And so I spent a really long time doing that. And then I realized there was a way, that resource that I was missing, I found out that there was a boss I had to defeat, and then basically the boss just moves to your village and produces that resource for you. And if I had beaten that boss, I wouldn't have been grinding for it. So you live, you learn. But I beat it. I got, I saw credits, and now it's gold on the over screen. So I've beaten 4 of the 50 games officially.
Yeah, you got a lot of work cut out for you for the next
you
could probably
more.
just play UFO 50 through the rest of the year.
Easily
if you really wanted to.
I don't know. I think I said it last week that there's a lot of games on here I don't care too much about. So
yeah,
we'll see if that really happens. But no, the more I play, I played more
delivery.
yeah. Well, no, I played I played a lot more of the goat. What's it called? They have such weird names.
Are there a lot of
Rock on Island?
Are there a lot of dungeons in the Pilot Quest or whatever? Like, is there? Because you said there's like Zelda type dungeons, right? In
I think there's
or whatever.
4. Maybe it's 3.
Like how
there's
many
3 or
are
4.
there? Okay. Because that's where you got to do most of your stuff up there, right? And that's where you have have a certain amount of time. But then you got to
get all your upgrades and stuff.
But you got to come back for any of your stuff to keep, right? You have to
you have to make it back before the clock runs out,
yeah.
And then there's things like any resources you produce, like in the island, like while you're at your home base, those just stay there, so you're not going to lose those. But all the coins you lose, and then anything you collect without making it back to the entrance that you've picked up, you will lose. So it's a little frustrating at first, but as you get stronger, it becomes a lot easier, and as you get familiar with the map, because there isn't a map you can look at. You just kind of gotta memorize it.
Yeah, a lot of. I mean, I was gonna say, do any of these games have maps? Like a lot of them don't. Like that you can actually look at.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, I love that game. I'm all the way to the last. I finally got to the last scenario in Lords of Disconia, and it's just really hard. I'm fighting the queen. And so it's like a special piece that's got a ton of moves and takes away a ton of energy. And yeah, it sucks. I don't know how long that's going to take me to beat. But I think once I beat that last scenario, I'll see another set of credits. So I'll keep trying to play it. So otherwise, just keep playing that party house, trying to get the 5 wins in a row. Has not happened. But I still try.
Well, because that's like the cherry thing that you get?
Yeah.
So you don't have any of the cherry achievements yet on any of them?
Don't think I do.
Yeah, I haven't even seen. Well, I mean, I haven't beat any of them. I mean, I figured the closest one I am is the one I put the most time in was a Grimstone, but yeah, I haven't gone back to that one since I played it a whole bunch. Just because all the trail stuff dropped and
an easy one to get
demos.
An easy one to get to win in is Waldorf's Journey. If you just keep at that game for a while and figure out the mechanics, you'll beat it.
I played that one for a little bit too. That's the one with the whale guy, right? Or the
walrus.
The walrus, yeah. Where you're like a walrus and you're like jumping around and you can kind of like float like a little bit, sort of like Yoshi-ish. Like if you tap the A button. Like I didn't really understand what to do in that game. So I didn't play it for very long. But I did play it for a second.
You get items that help you stay in the air further, and if you collect fruit, if you collect fish while you're flying through the air, you'll get more energy and you'll fly further. And you basically just have to make it all the way to the right. And I think the levels are randomly generated, but there's just an exit at the far right that you have to make it to.
Yeah, I think they're different because if you die, it shows you like wake up next to a whole bunch of other walruses, and then it's like, do you want to go back to bed or do you want to stay up or whatever? And then you go back into it, and then it's different. Like the structure will be changed. I did notice that. I did die enough times and get brought back that I noticed that stuff was moved around, and I got like some items, but you only get to use them like once. Like I got like the where you like shoot the harpoon and you can pull yourself up, and I just did it by accident and it didn't do anything, and then it went away. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess you gotta know exactly when you're going to use that, because a lot of those items are just like one-time use, and then it goes.
But I mean, I think that's really about all I played. I was gone all weekend.
You were doing a lot of things.
So I was gone all weekend, so I didn't. And I actually didn't bring my Switch with me this time. It stayed home for the first time since I got it.
Yeah, because
it's the first time we've been apart for more than a day.
You guys had like what, Shoe Fest and a System of a Down at the place, right? At Soldier Field.
Soldier Field. Was it System of a Down?
Were you there on? Because they had 2 days, right? They were there Sunday and Monday.
We were there Sunday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure which day you were there because I didn't know how long Shoe Fest went or whatever. So I thought maybe you weren't going to be there till Monday.
It was pretty good.
I've never gone to Soldier Field for anything like, for me.
Not football related.
I've worked there before, but I've never done anything like, I've never gone there for fun. I've only been there to work on things, and that was only for a couple things. So I haven't actually.
I think that's the only time I've ever been there.
Gone there for a leisure activity, but I'd like to. I mean, we have always talked about trying to get Bears tickets, but they're expensive.
That was an adventure though, because we left the music festival to go to Chicago, and we got Chicago. We had a spot hero over by Reggie's, and then we walked to. Well, we got a lift to Soldier Field. Come to find out, we could have just walked. It was like a 15-minute walk.
I was gonna say, are they that close? Like, I guess I've never really walked from one to the other. I mean, I know where Reggie's is.
There's like a pedestrian path that goes over everything that's been built, and when you're walking with hundreds and hundreds of people, it's very slow moving. But
sure, you can kind of.
You basically just keep following the line out, and eventually you get dumped out, like near Milwaukee or whatever. But or I don't know, whatever road that is. I don't know Chicago that well. But yeah, that was a great time. They played a really good show, and I mean, we were really far away, but there were screens to help us see it.
They got the Titantrons up, so you can see whatever they call them. that was
Jumbotrons.
Yeah, I think they called them Titantrons on WWE or whatever.
Yeah, one of the coolest live shows, and that's a band I've loved since I was in high school. So
yeah, you like those guys?
And they played a lot of the cool stuff. They played basically everything I wanted to hear. So you really can't beat that when you go to see a band and they play what you consider to be the hits.
Sure.
Including some of the more obscure stuff.
Yeah.
And then before them was Avenged Sevenfold. Yes.
Yeah.
They put on a really good show. They're
I remember hearing of them.
Pretty fucking metal.
I'm sure I've heard them before. I recognize that name. I'm sure I listened to them back in the day or whatever, or at least heard somebody play them.
I pretty much had only really listened to that one album that had the Fear and Loathing art, the Ralph, what's his face, did the art for it or whatever.
Bakshi?
Bakshi, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know.
And it was about, I think it was called Backcountry. Or at least that's what that one song was. But my cousin, Bob, listened to that a lot. And I enjoyed it. And they were really good live. Like, the vocals sounded really good. And Serge from System of a Down just got just like an otherworldly voice.
So they still sound just as good as they did before.
Yeah. They sounded, it's one of those bands you see and you're like, oh, they nail it live too.
Soldier Field, yeah. They played, what was it? My Chemical Romance, played the day before or something. That's what I heard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never listened to them.
It's a pretty high capacity venue. After that, we went back to where we were, which is near Mantino, where the camp was, and they didn't want to let us back in because of security. and that was the whole thing.
Oh, you didn't ask him? You couldn't leave and come back? Like,
yeah, they told us we could, but I guess we didn't. Either we overlooked it, or they didn't tell us that they were going to lock the gate at 1, and we showed up at like 1:30.
Oh, a.m.?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were going to go there and then come back and like,
that's what we
there.
ended up doing. We did,
yeah,
but it was really tough to get in. The security didn't want to let us in, and we had to kind of put up a little bit of a fuss to get allowed in, including, bringing up the fact that we paid for it over and over again.
Yeah. show them your tickets or whatever.
Right. But I don't know. That was its whole thing. But I still had a pretty good weekend. Yeah. And when I got back, I played some more UFO 50, and that's pretty much it.
Nice. So I'm sure you missed out on the Sonic Racing Crossworlds.
I did. Completely.
Open network test. Yeah. It was, it dropped Thursday night. And I don't know how long it went for. I tried to test it out on Monday, and it wasn't going anymore. But it was, I wanted to say, like, compared to the Dragon Drive demo, this demo was fucking epic. Like, it actually had stuff to do.
Oh, wait, sorry, go ahead. There was one other thing I forgot to tell you about the show.
Oh, go ahead.
The show, the festival we were at, there's this band called Janky Limo, and they're pretty good. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different, like, jammy or bluegrass bands or whatever, and sometimes, not always my thing, but this one was like kind of some younger folks that were mixing in like a bit more like heavy metal and stuff into what they were doing. And their very last song they played was Tiny Cities Made of Ashes.
Oh, interesting.
They covered it, and they covered it really, really well.
Wow. Like,
it was wacky. I was like going crazy because I didn't expect to hear that at that moment in time, and they fucking nailed it.
Yeah, that'd be a fun song to cover.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got a lot going on in it.
That bass line.
Mm-hmm. But Sonic Racing Crossworlds. So I played the demo on Thursday. There was a lot to the demo. You can play through the first Grand Prix on there, like single player, which is cool because I thought it was all going to be online and no single player stuff. But you could kind of just get your bearings on there. You would there was like a currency that you could unlock, and you could buy stuff to like create your own cars and stuff like that. There was its own sort of like customization available too in the demo. And I played I played Friday night a little bit. I did a stream of it. I think Friday day. It's on YouTube if you want to see it on there. I noticed that there was a festival thing happening on Saturday, and I was like, oh, no way, really? So like they even did like a Splatfest or something in the middle of this demo. So they had it had an event on Saturday that you did, and you got Joker from Persona 5 as a playable character for playing that festival. So like there was all this shit in there. Like I was impressed by just how much effort they put into a free demo, or a network test or whatever. And it impressed me in that way. Like it's it plays fine. It does look like a Switch 1 game more than a Switch 2 game, but there is supposed to be a Switch 2 update at some point, but they never really said when. But you don't have to rebuy it, because it'd be kind of stupid for them to try to resell it to you, because otherwise nobody's going to buy the Switch 1 one. They're just going to wait for the Switch 2 version. So I'd really like to see how it looks on that, but it was fun. Like I had a good time with it. It feels, as far as all the other Sega games or all the other Sonic Racing games that are out, it feels the most like Transformed, which was my favorite one. So that's good, because it's got where you turn into the plane. It's got the boat stuff and all that. So you do change from one to another, which you didn't do in Team Racing, or of course the first one and all that. But there actually was some Team Racing stuff in the festival, like during the festival event, because when you play the festival, you get split up into teams, and they'll give you different objectives to do depending on the time, and it'll change every hour, like kind of how it would with Splatoon and all that. So it'll be collect the most rings, or get the most boosts on the turn or whatever. And you have a meter that you build up with your team, and once it gets to the top, you all get a super huge boost and all that. And you get graded by what place you are in the race, but then at the end it'll be all right, how many boosts did you do? And it can actually push you over even if you didn't win, if you got a shit ton of coins or rings, so that was cool, because I actually won a couple times for the ring collecting thing, where it'd be like, oh, you got, your team got second place, but you got more rings than everybody else did, so we're going to give you an extra like 20 points, and that'll push you above the other team, so then you still win. And then you get points, and you get specific items that only exist for the festival, like decals and shit of Joker or whatever that you can use on your car. And like each character has their own like has their own like different type of car, but you can make different cars based on like boost and handling and speed and all this stuff. Like there was a lot in the demo, like as is, and it's like all the characters have like stuff that they say when they win, except for Joker. When I played as Joker, he doesn't say anything at all. It's like they couldn't get that guy's. Well, I guess Joker is supposed to be you in the game, so
I guess so.
He would never say anything because it's like the silent protagonist or whatever. I don't think he actually has voice, so maybe that's why it's not there. But
that's probably why.
But there was like this shark guy in there that like he's like, at least I'm better than you two or whatever. Whenever you won, and I kind of like that guy. But yeah, no, I'm still positive on it. I mean, I liked it. I like these games, so it wasn't really. Didn't take a whole lot to turn me onto it. But I mean, I liked the stuff that was on there. You could see there were some levels in there from other Sega games, like Afterburner and stuff like that, which makes me interested because I want to see, I want like Yakuza levels in there and like Shinobi levels and, whatever. Let's do some weird shit. Let's do Altered Beast levels or whatever, Yeah. So I'm hoping to see like more Sega, because that's the one thing I liked about those first racing games, is that they had like Samba de Amiga levels and stuff like that, where they just kind of went crazy with it. And when you like go from one level to another, it kind of feels like that first Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing game, where you because you would go through portals to different parts of every level. It's just now there can be different ones that you do, and basically the way it works is, there's 2 ramps, and whoever's in the first place drives over one of the ramps, and that'll decide like you get a choice of 2 levels. I don't think I ever was far enough ahead to do that, or if I did it, I didn't know if I did it or not. Yeah. So it never really felt like I was actually choosing like what the next world was or whatever. But there's no loading time. You go right through the portal and you go to the next thing. And sometimes it really changes. Like you'll be on a racetrack and then all of a sudden you'll be in a plane and there's dragons flying around you that you have to dodge. And it feels like a completely different world. So, I mean, it definitely feels like you're jumping from one thing to another. So I think it's cool. And they did I guess online they said they were gonna that they're gonna release another demo, like more like in the next like week or two. So there'll be a second time to try it out before the actual release. So I think this is going to be more like a single player one, but maybe they'll do another festival event with it or something like that. But do
you think your unlocks will stay, or is that just
I don't know,
a temporary thing?
I was hoping that you should at least be able to keep Joker or something like that and make it like a specific like unlock you could only get from the beta test, or maybe you got to pay extra to do it or whatever. Oh yeah, and you can level up your, like you get graded on, and you start at D minus or whatever. And I got all the way up to C minus because I actually won the race a couple times. Like I got a few firsts, like just playing online. And your level doesn't change at all for the festival, but for the regular thing, every time you win, you get points. And then you get, like I said, you get money that you can use to unlock more items. Oh yeah, and there's different items you can like equip to your car too. And you unlock like more slots to put more items in your car as you go through the game. So there's like so much shit to do, even in the demo. So I can see the game being, something that you'll be able to play for a while. So I have thumbs up on that one.
Hey, it bides well to have another racing game on the Switch.
Yeah, Joe, it's a good year for racing fans because we got Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, and fucking Kirby, like all in the same year. So within a few months of each other. So I'm not mad about it. I like those games. So also, I beat the Trails in the Sky prologue demo.
Wow!
I got to the end of that, which it took me 9.5 hours. So they said it was a 10-hour demo, and I almost made it to 10 hours. So there you go. So I definitely played the hell out of that demo, and I did all of the side missions, and I made sure to do like 100% like everything I could find. So aside from like buying every item in the game, I think I got everything that was available to me. Like I think I got all the treasures and all that, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a shit ton of fun. I really like that game a lot. September 19th cannot come close enough. It's very far away.
I need to play that. I downloaded it, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, try it out. It's really pretty. You do notice like a little bit of the the 10 FPS like stuff in the background in the bigger levels, but there's actually going to be a $1 Switch 2 upgrade that'll be out with it that'll probably fix all that stuff. But like as of what it is, I thought it ran really really good, like from what I could tell. And I like the characters a lot. Like it's very, it feels very much like the old school RPGs that I like, and the story is good. The characters are cool. And I was so like high on this game after finishing the demo that I decided that I was going to go play other Trails games. So I played Trails Through Daybreak a little bit because they have a free demo for that, like same thing, like 9-hour demo or whatever. And that one's like the newest one. So I figured that battle system would be the closest to like the Trails one, just to kind of see like how different they are. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Ys 9, like Monster of Nox or whatever. It kind of has that more dark feeling to it, and it's more serious and whatever,
edgy.
But the fighting isn't as smooth as the new Trails one is, obviously because it's older, but you can see the influence in there, and I just kind of wanted to fuck around with it a little bit. But the one I really really got into, which I bought, it was on sale. I've always wanted to play these. There's two games that are like, they're more like the sprite based ones. They were PSP games. And that's Trails from Zero and Trails from Azure. And I always wanted to get these games. And they were on sale. I think it was like, $27.99, marked down from $39.99. So, I saved like $12 or whatever. But I was like, I really like the demo, and it's going to be like 2 weeks till the other one comes out. So I might as well just buy another Trails game. So I went for Trails from Zero. And it's been really fun. And I was like, and just playing through it, I'm like, you really don't need to. I don't know why everybody makes it seem like so daunting, where it's like, oh no, you have to play from the beginning to get into it. It's like, you really don't, because like just start at the beginning of an arc or whatever, and then you're fine, because it's all these characters are new, like they weren't in the other ones, like from this one. And I played through the prologue, and I got to the first chapter, and at the end of the prologue, Joshua and Estelle show up from the first game. So I was like, oh shit, well, there they are. I was like, well, I guess now I know they're not dead. Now I know that they didn't die in those first 3 games. But I guess the demo would help you like figure out some of the mechanics, because there's this orb system where you have like this, you'll have like this thing that you carry that opens, and you can put different like gems in it to basically, it's kind of like your magicite. You use the gems to create different magic spells that you can use, and it'll give you different stats depending on like how you put them in there. That's in like every game. So I guess if you play the demo, you'll kind of figure out how to do that. That's kind of the stuff I was saying last week, that they just throw all that stuff up front, and it sounds really, really complicated. Like I said, don't worry about it. Just throw some gems in there. You'll figure it out. It's not really, you don't really need to know that much about it, aside from like figuring out how to, what's going to give you a healing spell or whatever. Like, I think that's all you really need to know. But yeah, Trails from Zero was really fun. I put like almost 8 hours in that game already. I don't know. Not drinking gave me a lot more time to do other stuff than.
It really does, doesn't it?
Yeah, we did actually. Jess and I did actually drink. We did like, because we made it through the month, and we did drink a bunch like on Sunday, and we both drank so much that we both got like super hungover. So we haven't really done it after that. And we didn't even really have that much, but we both felt like shit, and we were like, all right, well, maybe we should keep not drinking for a bit,
It is kind of funny, like when you don't drink for a while and then you have that hangover, you're like, oh god, this is not worth it. And sometimes you still just get back into drinking a lot. Well, yeah. That's what's happened to me before. But.
Well, I was good.
This last time around,
I was good to take a break from it for a while. So
I'm sure your body appreciated it.
I figured whenever, because I got like a 5-day shoot coming up, like tomorrow. Probably when I'm done with that, I'll want to have some drinks Monday night or something.
Yeah.
So that's my plan. But some things that we did while we were drinking. I also bought the Golden Tea collection, the Golden Tea Arcade collection, or whatever. Arcade Classics is what it's called. Just because that was on sale too. It was on sale for $23, marked down from $30. But I don't know. I just really wanted to play the game, just because we've all seen those things at many, many bars all over the world, and
yeah,
it doesn't play as well as the trackball, but it actually works a lot better than you would think. Like you play it with the analog stick, and you just hold B, to make it active, so it's not working like all the time. But we played 2-player golf, and we played the bowling game also, which I think the bowling game is pretty fun. I think Jess wanted it to be a little more precise and less, retro, and less a bit more modern, But
Yeah.
I think there's fun to just the clunkiness of it. I have fun with it in that way, and it's kind of fun to just crank the analog stick and just push it forward as much as you can, and just see the the drive just fly in front of you, like how hard you can hit the ball and all that. And there's like 8 games on it. There's like 6 Golden Tee games, and there's a shuffleboard game and a bowling game that would all use the trackball, and you use the analog stick for it. And I mean, I've played like one, and I think each of the Golden Tees have 3 golf courses on there. And I've played 18 holes like in each of the games so far. So, it's been fun.
Is there like a noticeable difference in the graphics between them?
No, they look exactly the same. They really do. I mean, they're all like, they're all like sprite based. They basically look like, like nothing really moves. Like even when you switch like your angle, it doesn't it's not fluid. It'll be like a different picture. It's kind of what it looks like. And then your character moves when you do the golfing. There's animations for that. But yeah, because I tried the first one and I tried the last one. I didn't really notice a whole lot of difference between them graphically, because they're kind of, they come out like every year, and I think they just have different golf courses in them. They kind of all have the same dialogue and same golfers or whatever on there. It's like you're either wearing you just have different colored shirts depending on what, which player you are. But you can play it 4-player, and it's all hot seats. So we just were passing back and forth the Pro 2 controller, which the HD Rumble works really cool. It actually does. It feels like you're pulling a ball back. When you pull it back, it goes like you can feel the rumble doing that. And then when you push it forward, it'll do the same thing where it feels like it's rolling. So it kind of gives you the idea, or you could pretend that you're using a trackball. I don't know if there was a mouse trackball that was available, for not that much, I would give it a try, but we'll see.
It'd be cool to have a mouse ball controller.
I mean, it's like they should just let me just hook up the old Super Nintendo mouse and just flip it over and just use it. I think I said that joke before, but
just spin it with your fingers.
It'd be cool. But speaking of golf games, Easy Come Easy Golf got a 60 FPS update today.
Wow.
Just kind of out of nowhere. Well, I mean, they have that new game coming out, like the whatever, I forget what it's called. It's like
Hot Shots.
It's like everybody's golf hot shots, something like that. Yeah, Everybody's Golf Hot Shots is what it's called. It's actually coming out tomorrow for $40. But Easy Come Easy Golf looks awesome still. I mean, that was on my top 10 list whenever that came out, but it's a mobile game too. You can play it on, Apple Arcade or whatever. I think it works much better with a controller though. I don't like playing with a touch screen. But I think you can if you have a backbone or whatever, you can use it with that. But yeah, there was a free 60 FPS update. I just kind of fell into it and played a few different challenges. I forgot how much shit there is to do in that game. Like it's I don't know, and it still looks great. I think it we played Jess and I played Mario Golf too, and I think the Easy Come Easy Golf looks better than Mario Golf. Especially with the 60 FPS now. And there's more courses, you would say, and there's a lot more. And it's it's like a tag team. You have you'll pick 10 different golfers, and you want to decide whoever's good for different things. Like some golfers are better in rain, or some are better at putting, or some are whatever. And you switch off every hole, and it's kind of how it works. And it's like a big you have a big 9-person tag team, which is cool.
That explains Everybody's Golf.
Yeah. But yeah, I did that. I got that Exit 8 game, which I didn't really figure it out. But I don't know if you've heard about it. It's like a walking simulator horror type game or whatever.
Yep.
They made a Switch 2 version of it, and it was $4. So I kind of just jumped on it, spontaneous, whatever. And you're basically walking through a subway, like a Japanese subway or whatever. like underground, and it says like, get to exit 8, and the numbers keep like changing, but they loop. And I think the idea is you're supposed to find like things that are weird, and then somehow you can get out of it. All I found was just weird shit that would like kill me or make me game over or whatever. Like I started playing the game, and I was just walking forward, and then I saw like a figure, like a distant, like shadowy figure in the background, and I was like, oh, is that there? And you walk forward and it disappears. And you go to the next, like you turn a corner, you see it again, and then like you turn a corner, you see it for a second again, and then you turn a corner, it's like right in front of you, and it's like tiled walls everywhere. It's like white, it's like white tiles, and this figure has like the drawing of the tile on top of them, and they're standing in front of a wall, and then they like run at you and attack you, and I was like, oh wow, that's creepy. So like stuff like that. I don't want to say anymore.
It's like that Gautier music video.
Yeah, it's like I suppose you can get through it in like an hour or whatever. It's not very long, but it just did creepy shit. Like you'll walk for a while and then you'll see something different, and then whatever it is will like react to you, and I guess you can find a way out. Like I found stairs and I walked out of the subway, but that just started me back at the beginning again. So I was like, is there an ending? I don't know.
That's not fair.
And I found these twin guys that like followed me. Like it's like weird shit like that, So I don't know. I think it's best to go into it not knowing anything about it. I haven't really looked at any spoilers or whatnot for that sort of thing. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, I did buy just because it was $3. I bought the Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl Arcade Edition, which I only put it on here because I thought you'd get a kick out of it because it has references to the Clerks cartoon show in there.
Oh, cool!
Like I got to fight Patrick Swayze on the horse in front of his like. In front of his like pet shop, like from the Clerks cartoon. So that's I was like, oh yeah, there it is.
Do you sound like Gilbert Gottfried?
There's no voice. There's no voices in it, from what I've heard. So, I mean, Gilbert's dead, so they'd have to.
So is Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, true. But it was just kind of funny that I was like, oh yeah, there's that, and I guess it's supposed to take place like right after Mallrats or during Mallrats, because you get to beat up the Easter Bunny and shit like that, like that's in the movie. And the security guard LaFours, like that was one of the bosses that I fought. I don't know if you like Kevin Smith or the View Askew Universe characters or whatever, they're all in there, so you can beat them up. And it's like it's a single player game, but you can kind of switch between Jay and Bob whenever you want to. So there's kind of like a tag team mechanic there, I guess, where like, where one runs out of energy, then you can switch to the other one, and then they'll kind of get their energy back, like, and then you can switch back, like that sort of thing. And I found like a kind of like a Battletoadsy type, one of those where you like get in a shopping cart and everything goes really fast, and you have to dodge stuff and it's really hard. It felt like the Battletoads thing. Of course, I wasn't good at it because I wasn't good at the other one either. But yeah.
Is it like a multiplayer game or is it just a single player?
I think you can play 2 players. I mean, I just played it by myself. So. Oh yeah, and I fought Adobe, which is like Adobo, not Adobe.
Adobo. So
like a Bobo from Double Dragon, but it's Adobo, and it's basically a Bobo, but he has a pretzel for a head. And then you beat him, and it makes a reference to like the chocolate pretzels from Mallrats. So it's got all that. It's got all that stuff in there. And there's like there's achievements that are like quotes from the movies and stuff like that. Like when I beat up the Easter Bunny, I got like the this is for Brody achievement, like all this stuff like that. So it's yeah. I haven't seen the sailboat guy around. Hopefully, I can find him somewhere.
It's Schooner.
Yeah, with this with all the stains on his shirt or whatever. Apparently he got ripped. I've seen pictures of him now. Like that. Oh, yeah. Like that actor lost a ton of weight. He's got like weight loss videos out there or whatever.
Lots of working out.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing here. Yes, I really recommend the Trails in the Sky demo. Check that out. It's
pretty beefy.
It feels familiar. Basically, it's like a more turn-based version of Ys, I would say. And yeah, anybody who's like afraid of getting into those Trails games, just pick one up. It's like, it's like it feels like playing like Ys 8 before Ys 1 or whatever. It's like you really don't need to go all the way back to that to that game to figure it out. Because each game has its own story. You don't really necessarily need to know anything. But I'm really excited to see like the full game of that. Yeah, and it's only the prologue. Like, it goes right into the first chapter, and kind of the same way as Ys 10 did. It's like obviously like a big like, oh, what the fuck moment. It's like, oh, and this is happening, and it's like, oh shit. So
yeah, I want to see it.
So it's
I want to play it.
It definitely you want to play more. And I got a third. Like, most of it you just play as Estelle and Josh, but I got a third character finally, and that was cool to control more than two. And I'm wondering how many you fully get, because just how open the battling is in it seems like it might get complicated if you have like 4 or 5. But it could be really cool to have more people in there. And that final boss was balls hard. Like, she was really hard. Like, it felt like it really ramped up like out of nowhere. Thankfully, I had a whole lot of healing items. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to make it through that. But I still like barely did it, because she had like a double barrel shotgun, and she was doing like these mad damage for everything. She had a move that would hit everybody at the same time for like 500 damage. Like, it was ridiculous. So, but I made it through somehow, barely. But yeah, that's that. I don't know. Do you want to take a break, and then we'll come back and talk about whatever news we got?
Sounds good.
All right.
Hey, you.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah, you. Subscribe to our Patreon to hear our bonus shows, which happen every month.
I'm tired.
Tired of all the big corporate podcasts spoon-feeding you the same old video game news on every single show?
Spaghetti. Ravioli.
Then expand!
With NintenDomain Expansion Pack.
It's us talking about old games that were important to us. It's us interviewing people that we meet at conventions. And heck, it's live shows from those same conventions. It's basically everything you could want that NintenDomain ever made.
Here we go! And it's just $1 a month.
That's less than a bad indie on the eShop.
It's $12 a year, which is less than Nintendo Switch Online.
Thank you so much for subscribing to our Patreon and supporting NintenDomain.
Just go to patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast and, hey, Mario, let go. Whoa! He's throwing us back to the show.
So long, Bowser.
Patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast.
Game over.
Anyway, all right, we're back from the break. Let's talk about whatever news we got for the week.
News. Don't snooze or you miss the news.
Like I said, we're kind of coming into games galore. Like, I think from here on out, we're going to get a lot of releases. I know September's pretty packed. October's definitely packed too. And this is the beginning of like fairly big games coming out, as of right now. And even games you don't have to buy, as I said earlier at the very beginning about those predictions not forsaking us or whatever. That was my joke. Forsaken 64 is out now for Nintendo 64. So, yeah, whether those, like, the pictures in the background were true or not, it's still weird because, like, you know, Forsaken is in its own app even. You wouldn't even see it in that way because it's on the mature one and not the regular one. But regardless, here it is. This weird ass, first person, whatever, floaty, shooty game that I used to play and annoy people with asking them to play it with me when I was younger.
It's like a tunnel game.
Is out now, yeah. It was like I said, it was a version of Descent, which Descent was really cool in the 90s, but I guess nobody remembers that game. But yeah, it's out now. I haven't had enough time to play it because it just came out like a few hours ago, but yeah, I'm really interested to try it again. And I looked through all my old 64 games, and I can't find my original Forsaken 64. So it has forsaken me. It's disappeared, and I cannot. So this is the only way I can play this game. Aside from buying my own, but yeah, it's I'm interested to fuck around with it. I remember the controls being, as you would expect, a first-person flight game. So they took some getting used to. But I
remember playing this a lot like at my cousin's house back in the day, but I don't remember ever actually accomplishing anything in it.
I mean, there's like 4-player deathmatch stuff in it. Like you could play.
Yeah, we played that.
Yeah, you could play competitively, and there's just regular like missions or whatever. But I don't think there's really like a story or anything per se. I think it's just like get from point A to point B and kill people on the way or whatever.
Are there bosses?
I would think so. I mean, I'd say don't quote me on that, but I would think that there were. Like I said, it's been a long time. I just remember trying to push it on people and being like, "Oh no, GoldenEye's whatever. You should play Forsaken. It's way better."
Well, it does have the rewind feature. When I booted up, I didn't really play it, but they reminded us of that.
Oh yeah. I haven't really messed around with that because I guess I haven't played the 64 app since that got added. I don't think because there hasn't really been a whole lot of other stuff. I don't know. I think the last thing I really played was Ridge Racer, but that was before the rewind. I think.
So conceivably, this game could be finished with save states.
Yeah, we'll save states and rewind. So
yeah,
I would like to try to. I mean, I would like to try to play through it. I don't know if I ever did fully beat it or not, but whenever I have a chance to, I would like to get into that. But yeah, that's the big thing we got from Nintendo 64. Hopefully that means that Hybrid Heaven is coming too eventually.
Hopefully,
the Hybrid Heaven was the blue one in the lower corner. That.
It looks like Hybrid Heaven.
Some people mentioned. I mean, I looked at the original Reddit post on there, and the guy said maybe Hybrid Heaven, but he wasn't fully convinced. But I don't know. It looks pretty close to me. Like not many games have that like blue purpley color to it or whatever. But so the big games that are coming out this week, Star Wars Outlaws is coming out tomorrow. I've noticed this thing. I feel like we're going to see this a lot. I kind of saw a meme about it where it's like. You see a game early, it looks like shit. You find the game later, it's fine. And then it's just like this forever circle of Switch 2 games. Because, Good Vibes Games, they said that they had played it at PAX West, which happened like last weekend. And they said that their copy that they played wasn't good. And I already saw the guy put up an apology video being like, oh no, I was wrong, it's fine. It's like, that seems to be a reoccurring thing. So maybe Elden Ring will be cool whenever that comes out because people saw the bad version of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we said too. That it's like you're playing an early version, it's not going to be so great, and then you'll play one later. Because somebody, I should have looked at who it was. Somebody like posted like a good hour of the Switch game like a few days ago, and I watched some of it, and I thought it looked fine. Like I didn't really. No, I mean I don't know. I don't know all the terms or whatever for different things, but it looked like it worked fine to me. I didn't really see like a whole lot of loading, and it's a big game. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it looked like it was running fine. From what I could tell. So that makes me excited because I did really want to play this game, and it was a PS5 only game. Like there was never a PS4 version or anything like that. So the fact that they could make it work on Switch supposedly. is pretty cool. So I'm kind of leaning towards, picking that one up. I mean, I kind of already was anyway. And the download is it's less than 20 gigs, which is wild, going against WWE 2K25, which is 80 gigs. It's like a lot of these. I'm afraid that a lot of these Switch 2 games are going to be 60, 70 gigs or whatever. So it's well, I don't have space for all these.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm really interested to try it out. It's it's as we said before, it's it's the new Shadows of the Empire. Well, not with the main characters, but it takes place in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and they kind of did their own retcon thing of Shadows of the Empire, with Crimson Dawn and all that. It was all if you read any of the comics, the Marvel comics, they kind of redid the in between time of Empire Strikes Back and Return, and I recognize a lot of stuff that I've read from the comics in there. So, and Jabba the Hutt and Lando and all those other people are there. And supposedly they fixed a lot of the problems that were there originally, because it's called the Gold Edition, and you're getting all the DLC and all that stuff. So maybe
there sure are a lot of Star Wars games.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first whatever next gen one for Switch 2. So, and this was the Ubisoft Star Wars. So I guess if I waited, it'd be $8 in a couple months. But but I want to try it now. Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion came out too, or is coming out next or tomorrow. I watched a review of that, and they basically said that it is a lot like Xenoblade Chronicles X. You're in a new world. You're not really yourself, and you're trying to find a way for humanity to survive and all that sort of shit. Except it doesn't run as well as that, of course, because it's not a Monolith Soft game. But I mean, there's a demo. There's an 8-hour demo of that out there too for free that people can play. I played 40 minutes of it maybe, and I couldn't really. I was having trouble with aiming on it, some of the controls, but I also didn't give it that much of time. I kind of played it for 40 minutes, and then I went back to Grimstone or whatever I was playing at the time. But yeah, it's I mean, it apparently runs okay, but it could run better, that sort of thing, I guess. But I mean, it's got a lot. It's got a lot to do in there, and it's cool that it's got another another 10-hour demo that you can play that'll carry into the game. And Chronos: The New Dawn also, which was the horror game that was shown during the partner direct. It's actually made Blooper. That's the name, right? The guys who did the Silent Hill 2 remake.
Oh, okay.
Also did this game, so they have some pedigree for that. IGN reviewed it, for PlayStation 5, not for Switch 2, but they gave it a 7 for the PS5 version, which I'm kind of interested to see how it stacks up for the Switch 2 version. But I mean, it reminds me of Dead Space and Resident Evil and all that stuff. Mostly Dead Space, which I really, really liked a lot. It's a shame that Dead Space 1 remake never really went anywhere, because we probably won't see it on any other systems aside from what it was. Because I love that first game. I thought Dead Space 1 was really good, and 2 was pretty good too. I don't know if we'll ever see a re-release of that, but I'd love to see both of those games. I'd be fine if they were just even just the PS3 version. I played through that game. I played through Dead Space 1 twice. I played through it once on Conan 360, and then I played it again when I bought a PS3. So I liked it so much that I played it twice. That's it. Wow. That doesn't happen that often.
I've tried getting into it. I just can't. I've even played the remake.
Oh yeah, I just really liked it. It just felt like what Resident Evil should have done, is what I felt. Well, and also you could finally you could actually turn and shoot. You could strafe and shoot, which you could not do on Resident Evil at the time. It was still doing the stupid you can't move, but you can aim, but you can't move. Because it came out around the time of Resident Evil 5 and 6 and all that shit. So, but I mean, yeah, I thought it was it was it was a horror movie in space. It was a interactive haunted house or whatever.
Do you think they'll ever take Resident Evil to space?
I don't know. Who knows? Sky's the limit. Maybe. Actually,
they've done boats, they've done mansions, they've done airplanes.
Speaking of Resident Evil to space, well, I guess not space necessarily, but supposedly there's rumblings out there that people think that the new Resident Evil game might come to Switch too. I mean, I don't know. It was just like kind of like one person who says they know something, but I don't know if you read any of the stuff recently that Capcom was kind of sounded like they were talking shit on PlayStation and kind of blaming them for their low sales of Monster Hunter Wilds or whatever.
Really?
They're calling this, they were calling the system too expensive or saying that not as many, that it's harder to get, and maybe that's why people didn't buy the game or whatever. That's what it sounded like. And they kind of praised the Switch 2 for being cheaper. And then people are of course like speculating that means that there's going to be some sort of Monster Hunter Wilds or Resident Evil 9 on Switch 2.
Let's get Rise 2.
I mean, personally, yeah, I'd rather see like a just made for Nintendo specific Monster Hunter like we got with Rise. Like I'd rather see that than like a version of Wilds. Like just do one that's like made specific for the system that runs really well, like we got for Rise, and just go for that. Like Rise looked awesome. Like they could make something look really, really good and run really well on Switch 2. I would feel like that would be maybe the way they'd want to go. Just make like a specific, Switch Nintendo only one. But who knows? And as I said before, everybody's golf hot shots is coming out tomorrow too, which I'm interested. I saw I think that got a 7.2 on another thing, but I don't know. If it's anything like easy come, easy golf, it'll be a lot of fun.
That'd be a whole lot of golf.
Yeah, I mean, I do like golf, so I'm not, as I needed that that Golden Tee collection to get me ready to play golf games again. I mean, I don't need that. Anything can get me on that.
Everyone needs it.
This game called Shoot in Order, which is done another one of those story games done by the Danganronpa guy. I just kind of put it on there because I recognized his name on there. It's coming out this week also for $50. Bad Cheese, which is like it's like kind of looks like what was that one called with the animated game that's really hard that people played? You know what I'm talking about? The 2D one. I think you have it.
Cuphead?
Yeah, kind of like Cuphead, like old school cartoon animation, but it kind of looks like a first-person survival horror type game. This Bad Cheese game, I think it just came out. It's out now. I haven't really heard anybody say anything about it, but it kind of looks like, because they had this other like first-person shooter game that looked like Steamboat Willie, sort of like that sort of animation, but with guns. But that's kind of what this looks like too. But it's like more horror. I don't know. I'm kind of interested in it by the way the animation looks and all that. But that one's only like $12.99. It kind of has sort of that like that old school Disney horror vibe to it. So we'll see. And this other game, John posted it on the Slack. I had never really heard of it, but I watched a review of it, and I'm kind of intrigued. Have you ever heard of the game Fear Effect? It was a PlayStation 1 game, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you play it at all? It's like, I guess it's like a Resident Evil type game where it's like a third person thing, but the backgrounds are kind of like they move. It's like cinematic backgrounds, and the animation's really cool. It kind of looks like a cartoon. Like it's like a cartoon, but it looks like a Resident Evil type game. And you can play it with tank controls, or you can like change it to where you move to wherever you're running to. But I really liked the way it looked, because it definitely had that PlayStation 1 low poly vibe that I really like. So, and it's only like $10. It kind of made me a little intrigued by it, but I was like, well, I don't know, maybe I should beat those other PlayStation 1 games that I have on there. But yeah, no, it looked really cool from what I saw of it. And yeah, it has like static backgrounds, but they have like animation to them, like where they kind of move.
Is this a remake, or is this just a re-release of the original game?
I think it's like an up-res re-release of the original game.
I swear I've heard, maybe this was on PlayStation or something before.
Yeah, it was a PlayStation 1 game.
Well, no, I mean the remake. I mean,
oh, the Fear Effect game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I would say watch some of the footage of it. I think it looks really cool. Yeah, just the way the characters are animated and all that. But yeah, that's kind of the big releases that I have on here. This is pretty hot, like especially after hot for me, I guess. Right after us talking about it on the UFO 50 Patreon episode. But according to Noisy Pixel, Idea and Nihon Falcom have announced that they were going to do a bunch of ports of like the original Ys and Trails games, and some of the Dragon Slayer games also.
Cool.
So that's what I was asking for. I was like,
You
please.
were just yesterday.
Yeah, I was like, please let me play some of those Ys games in English. And it says, the deal covers a selection of Falcom releases published originally for PC Engine CD-ROM, with development now underway to bring them to current generation platforms. Launches are being targeted for 2026, 2027. Hopefully not 2027. That's a long time. But it says the agreement includes Ys 1 and 2, Ys 3, Ys 4, Dragon Slayer, Legend of Heroes 1, Dragon Slayer, Legend of Heroes 2, and Legend of Xanadu 1 and 2 also. So I would get all those games. So do that. Put that out there. I can finally bump and grind my way to the top with Ys 1 and 2.
Heck yeah.
Which I've been wanting to play those in English for quite some time. So
Give us American Idol.
get some some out there. Oh yeah, there was an update to the Japanese GameCube, or not GameCube, the Japanese Game Boy Advance app also. Magical Vacation is added on there, which was a Brownie Brown game. There's some of those developers worked on the Earthbound games and all that.
Okay.
This is like this is the precursor to Magical Star Sign, if you remember that game.
I do remember that game.
But it's not in English. It's all in Japanese, so bummer. But it's on the Japanese Game Boy Advance app. You can start a Japanese account, download it through there, and play it. And you can play that.
Not understand it.
Play that with Mother 3, and just wish that they would do some translation of these cool RPGs that are on here. That are not in English. But I mean, it looks cool. Yeah, because
it's just easy money.
I remember playing Magical Star Sign on DS and enjoying it. So yeah, what the hell? Some other shit on there. Did you see? Did you see that Pink Gorilla thing, where they accidentally sold like a really expensive Famicom game for $12?
I did not.
Like John just went there to that store like today. I guess that's the one YouTuber that does the game preservation or whatever. Isn't that like her
Kelsey.
store?
Kelsey Lewin. I don't think she's in the. Well, she still does game preservation, but she's not part of the Video Game Heritage or whatever the foundation that there was.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess she chimed in and said like, oops, I guess we missed that one. But yeah,
she does a podcast with Janet on one of those.
On MinMax.
Yeah, on MinMax.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, or one. Yeah, I know that they were on that. I just thought it was kind of I guess they had this Japanese Famicom game like priced at $11.99, and I saw like even Retronauts posted that it normally sells for hundreds or thousands of dollars, just for loose, even without a box.
I wonder how that happened.
And it's kind of like, oh shit! But I guess whoever got it, like they knew the value of it, So
I just find it hard to believe they're so meticulous at that store. That's part of why they're so successful.
Yeah,
like researching and
that
cleaning and repairing everything.
Yeah, they missed that one somehow.
I guess that's one of those things you just don't hear about as much anymore. It's like a little dream, like a little gaming miracle for one person, and of course a great loss for the business. But who cares?
Yeah, I mean some places like don't care. Like there was this pawn shop that I drove to once just because I needed money, and they had had this thing where you could like sell stuff there, but you could also like pay a piece of it and they wouldn't like sell it to anybody. I don't know. It was probably a terrible idea, but it was the only way I could figure out a way to like get money at the time, because I like sold my Moog Prodigy there, or whichever one it was. What was the one I had? Was it the Prodigy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I sold it to them, but I would pay them like $50 a month or whatever for them to not sell it. But I would go over there and they would sell. They had a whole bunch of video games, like brand new games, and they sold like all of them for like $5 each, like no matter what they were. And I bought like Heavy Rain for PS3, like when it was brand new, when it was still selling for like $60 for like $5 from there. Wow. And they had like the Twilight Princess Wii game like for $5, like when it was still, and Nintendo games are never that low, so it was kind of like they just had no idea. They were just like, oh, we're just going to sell all our video games for this one price. And it was like, if you wanted anything and they had anything decent there, just fucking buy it there because you could buy games for just dirt cheap. And I think they just didn't care. They're just like, whatever. So I bought a good amount of like newer games for like $5 that you could not get. You could not get at that price. So I guess that was the good thing for driving all the way out there to that fucking pawn shop.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. Desperate times for desperate measures or whatever.
Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I don't know if we have any Silk Song fans on this podcast, but I probably pissed all of you off that I did not include Silk Song in the big releases of this week on my list. Silk Song comes out tomorrow at 9 a.m. for $20.
What a good cost. I'm considering it. I mean,
Yeah.
I still want to see some reviews first, but who knows? Maybe it's just going to be better than the first one. That much more.
There's some funny stuff about it just because the Kickstarter was out so long ago that people are like kind of whining because they originally promised a Wii U version and now we're not getting a Wii U version. So
oh my gosh, it goes back that far, doesn't it?
I guess, I mean, unless I'm this
one of their stretch goals,
unless they're just jokes, but I've seen people being like, oh, I think I saw it like from a legitimate news source. It was like they canceled the Wii U version even though they promised it. Well, because it would make sense because I think that Silk Song wasn't that a goal like from the original Kickstarter for Hollow Knight even that they would make a sequel, so it could have gone like way 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 back when, because I don't think we even got a Hollow Knight on Wii U, but I mean I don't know, but it's I do like I like that they actually came out and said like here's the time it's coming out on, here's the day, and it's I think it's still not like up for pre-order on the Nintendo eShop, which is weird, but whatever, it'll drop whenever it drops. But I think every company should just tell us what fucking time it's coming out, for anybody who wants to stay up till midnight or 2 or 1 or whatever,
This has got to be like, if not the most anticipated indie, then it's got to be like way up there with like, I don't know, Undertale 2 or something. I don't know if that even exists, but
Deltarune.
Right.
I guess that's not really Undertale 2, but it's still in the same realm, I guess.
But for all of that, and then they're like, yeah, it's $20. I don't know. That's kind of cool. That's super affordable. And it's probably worth that if you like the game. It's probably going to get lots and lots of hours of play for someone who enjoys it.
I mean, Hollow Knight just straight up was $15,
Yeah.
So it's
I guess so.
Price hike there. It's a $5 price hike.
It's inflation.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't, I mean, Silk Song is listed now on the eShop, but there's no price, it doesn't show the price or really, it just says release to TBD, but the company specifically said like, $20, 9 a.m. So for anybody who like really wants to play it, they gave you
Call into work,
time.
Play it from 9 to 5 and clock in.
Yeah, I could take it to work tomorrow. No, I thought I'd try to edit this show if I had time. I mean, it's going to be kind of a slow day for me. But speaking of trails from earlier, I thought this one was kind of weird. Go Nintendo, I guess they talked to Nihon Falcom, and they were like, they made it sound like they weren't already working on the Trails in the Sky Part 2. I was sure they were already making on both of them, because if you're making one, why not make all of them? But they said like, oh yeah, since Trails in the Sky First Chapter is remake of the first Trails in the Sky, if we didn't follow up with a remake of Trails in the Sky Second Chapter, people would go, you've got to be kidding me. So we do want to make a remake along the lines of Trails in the Sky Second Chapter. But it doesn't mean that they're actually doing it. It seems like they're still kind of waiting to see what happens with it. But I figured you'd already have I was hoping that the second one was already like, they were already doing it, that they already had it like in development or whatnot. But I don't know, they do put these games out pretty quickly, so maybe. Yeah, if we ended up keeping, I guess they're saying back in 2004, we ended up keeping players waiting for quite a while for the second chapter after release of Trails in the Sky PC version. This time we want to avoid such a long gap. As for remakes beyond that, I'd say it depends on fan demand. So I guess they're saying we'll definitely get 2, but we might not get 3. I think we'll get 3. I mean, they still put out like a Trails game a year, it seems like. So I think it's going to happen, because they did like, what is it? Because there's Daybreak 1 and 2, and there's Reverie, and there's all those Cold Steel ones, and like there was another one that's not even out yet that came out in Japan. Like it's like Sunbreak or something like that. I don't know. There's a ton of them. I expected them to keep cranking them out like they keep cranking out the Ys games. So, and I heard that 1 ends with a pretty crazy cliffhanger. So, it's gonna make you wanna. It's gonna make you wanna like jump right into it.
I hope so.
Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 got delayed. It got delayed like almost a year from now. Well, I mean, what's it? It was supposed to come out in November, or no, it was supposed to come out in October, right? It's supposed to be like around Halloween, and it got pushed to May, so it got delayed like 7 months from what it was originally supposed to be. I thought that was kind of wild. Like,
so this is the sequel to Mortal Kombat 1. The reboot,
the movie. So the Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, the movie.
So the Mortal Kombat 2 movie, yeah, which just kind of seems weirder, was supposed to come out like next month. Like, there's trailers out there, whatever. Like, it looks like most of it's done. And then kind of out of nowhere, like a month before, it's like, no, we're pushing it till May. So maybe they decided that they wanted to put the tournament in there this time. They want to actually put a little bit of Mortal Kombat in the movie. And
maybe something that happened in world events, like,
and not just the road to Mortal Kombat. I don't know.
And they had to change it, like the Spider-Man thing with the Twin Towers.
What, they had a whole lot of jokes about tariffs, and they don't want to put that in there.
Yeah,
or I don't know. I just thought it was kind of wild that a movie that's probably done was like, oh no, let's push it 7 months later. That, I mean, to me that makes me think reshoots, like they need to do something to rework the story, or I don't know, maybe it didn't review very well. Maybe they did some like test screenings and people didn't like it. I don't know. I mean, I don't really care for the first one that much, so I'm not really excited about this one coming out. But I don't know. I just thought it was kind of wild that it was like, oh yeah, no, you gotta wait like 7-8 months for that. Whatever. But speaking of Ys stuff, the Ys memoir Revelations in Salsetta is officially getting a Western release next year. And this is a game that's been out in Japan for a while. Like, you can find it on the Japanese eShop. And I think this is a remake of a PSP game also, which I like those games, so whatever. I mean, I'm going to get it regardless, but it's officially coming out. And that's going to be, with the Ys 10 Proud Nordics will be out next year too. With a key card. There's like a deluxe. There's a deluxe edition that you can get on Amazon that has a fucking key card on it. I mean, I'm not as mad as other people about it, but I get it. I understand why. It sucks because it's like
a piece of plastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really fully a digital game, and it's not really fully a physical game. It's like somewhere in between, and it sucks. Like, why make you? Yeah, and it sucks because you have to just stick it. You have to put it in there to get it to work, and it's not even on there anyway. It's just like whenever I bought BioShock Infinite for PS3, it came with BioShock 1, for PS3 or whatever.
Yeah.
But it had the same sort of thing. Like, you had to put the disc in and download the game, and you could only play the game with the disc in it, but the disc wasn't actually in there. It was a key for you to download the game. So, like, this has been a thing for a while, and I always found it incredibly annoying because it's like, you're already taking up like 30 gigs of my memory or whatever. Why can't I just play it off the thing? I don't know. But then, I got this, like, I got like Mortal Kombat 1, the game, that has like a 60 gig download or whatever. Then that's a cartridge game that I have, or like the Metal Gear Solid collection that has like a 20 gig download. Like, there's already a lot of stuff that does that, but these flat out, I guess, just don't have anything in them at all. And it's just like, just put this in, and it's just like pressing a switch that's like, download this. It's kind of what it feels like. And it looks like the it looks like the Bond game is getting that too. The 007 First Light is, game card for Switch too. Then there's like a $300 like Legend Edition or something, which I could see John getting that, but I haven't seen a Switch version yet. But it'd be funny If it's like the Ease 10 one where it's like you can get this deluxe version and then you just get a case that doesn't have a game in it or it does the key card or whatever, I guess they've done that before for other things, but I don't know, it seems silly to me. I don't know if we said this last week or not, but oh no, we just talked about the Bible adventure shit that was in the High on Life sequel or whatever.
Yeah.
They actually released High on Life for Switch 2, a Switch 2 edition, which I know you don't care. Because it's incredibly annoying, the game, but I'm kind of curious to see how well it runs for the Switch 2 version.
You might like it.
But if people if people have the game already for Switch 1, the good side is you get it for free automatically. You automatically get the Switch 2 download at no cost. So at least there's that. I don't know if I'd be willing to pay like a full $40 for it, but maybe if it was on sale, I might try it out. I don't know. I do like first-person shooters, but I don't like games that like constantly yell at me about stuff. Can I make the gun into Japanese like I do with most games that annoy me? I just switch that language to a different language so it won't bug me as much, I guess. Probably not, but I guess there's got to be options in there for you to like mute the dude or whatever.
I hope so. For everyone's sake.
Were you ever able to try out the My Mario game or whatever was on there?
No,
The
I
Japanese
didn't
one.
bother.
I downloaded it, but I haven't tried it. I guess it's good that I didn't because John said on the Slack here that it's kind of where it's those games that I hate where you can only play it a certain way. So if you accidentally turn on the game, if you accidentally like open the game while you have it in the dock, you have to pull it out of the dock for it to work because none of your controllers will connect to it. I don't know if you remember, you didn't. I don't think you got like Let's Go Pikachu or whatever, but that's how those games worked. If you don't have like the Joy-Cons out, it won't you can't play it. You have to pop them out because no other controller will connect. It's the same thing with fucking Dragon Drive. Like even if you tried to open the demo, even if the event wasn't happening, you couldn't control it because it would not connect to any controller. So you have to pull your system out and get it. It's just a whole thing. So I'm glad I didn't fucking do that for that. There was they did an update for Mario Party finally. Like Jamboree got like a new higher res Switch 2 facelift, I guess, for free as a new update. I saw that happened. I haven't played it yet. Jess and I played it not that long ago, but we still played, the old version. But I'm wondering if you really notice it at all because it already ran pretty good. It had 60 FPS and all that already for Switch 1, but I'm wondering if I would even notice. Like it's supposed to be like higher resolution or whatever for the regular game because the Jamboree TV had it, but it was only for that mode, which was completely separate and had nothing to do with the original Jamboree. But they finally added a new up-resed Jamboree thing for free. And I think Splatoon got something too because they got a big competition event happening soon or right now or something. I don't know. I don't ever really participate in those because I suck at the game. I'm not very good. But yeah, the North American Splatoon League, I guess it starts on the 20th. It isn't. It's not there yet. So yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything I missed here or anything else that's hot off the press that you've seen out there?
No, not really. I guess the 007 First Light view, but I didn't really watch that.
Yeah, John has stuff to say about that. I think the Bond guy looks weird. Like he does, he kind of looks just like a normal guy, not like a Bond. Like the actor or whatever that they have doing. Like I don't like the way he looks. Like he doesn't have like the gravitas of like a Bond or whatever.
Yeah.
He just seems like just a regular guy. I don't know. That's kind of what I gathered from it. But I haven't watched all I've seen is just some screenshots. So don't listen to me, really. Oh yeah, Taxi Chaos is getting a sequel. I don't know if you remember that, but that was like of course another a Crazy Taxi knockoff, like an indie one. And I bought it when it was really, really cheap and it was okay, but the problem with this and most Crazy Taxi games is like, they're only fun for so long. There's only so much you can do. And hopefully they learn from that last one. I would just like to see like an open world taxi, like Crazy Taxi thing where you actually have to like, I don't know, like repair your taxi or deal with fares, like give you some sort of like goals to do aside from just like getting a high score, because you know that gets old like within a couple hours, and then there's not really anything else to do, you know. So supposedly Crazy Taxi 2 had a lot of stuff to do, as John was saying on Dreamcast, but I never played that game, so I don't know. But I'd like to see like a more realistic, depressing one where like you can barely make enough money to pay your rent, but you gotta do like taxi rides like all day long to try to get enough to fix your car, which ends up getting crashed like while you're doing your stuff, and then also you get robbed by somebody. Like make it like a real life, you know, like doing like a Lyft or something. Just make it like that.
You want depressed taxi
where you barely make anything, and you're spending so much on gas money, and you like just have enough maybe to you know to get like a to get like $5 pack of ramen or something like that, and you're just.
They should do one called Ride Overshare, where you the goal of the game is to get your ride to want you to drop them off early because you're like making them feel weird with the stuff you're talking about.
Oh, that could be fun.
About your personal life,
like a like a Telltale game where you like pick different stuff to make the taxi driver like pissed off, and you get extra points if you can make it go like full like the Taxi Driver movie,
mm-hmm.
where he goes and saves a young sex worker.
Jodie Foster.
Yeah. But yeah, let me just double check just to see if there isn't like some crazy news bomb that dropped while we were on here. Yeah, I guess Tokyo Game Show is like the next big thing. So, and there was an update for the Game Boy Advance app on in America, but not really a whole lot to it. Just you can remap your button controls or whatever on there.
That's cool.
The Shinobi game is getting a resolution update. That just came out last week. So they're up in that too. And was it Arc Systems said like what games are going to be at TGS? I was hoping when I saw Arc Systems, I thought it was going to be something about the Tokon fighting game, the Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, which will be there, but it does not have any like it's not coming to Switch as far as we know. I guess one thing we could mention is what are your thoughts on the Direct next week? I mentioned it last week, but I mentioned it and then I cut it out because I didn't say anything about it, but because I forgot to say it, but. There's been a lot of rumblings going around now, of course, as there normally is, but good old Nate the Hate out there again saying that we're getting a specific Direct next week, the 11th or the 12th, because isn't that like Mario's 40th anniversary or something?
Supposedly? Oh, okay.
Is that what they're saying? That it kind of lines up with that, I guess, is what the word is, that we're going to have like a Nintendo-ass Direct, you know, like a big... You know, just you know, no partner, no indie, whatever, just straight up Nintendo shit, and that's what the word is. I've heard other people say it, but Nate the Hate said it too. One thing I thought was kind of interesting that made me think that maybe what happened is they just put out a new trailer for Season 4 of Marvel Rivals, which is a Fortnite type game with Marvel characters, which I've been wanting to play for a while, and it's a PlayStation 5 only game. Well, it was. They just announced that it's coming to PlayStation 4, like that Season 4 is coming to PlayStation 4 on the 12th, which made me think like, oh, well, if it's coming to PS4, then it'd come to Switch too, right? So maybe if they do have a Direct, it would have a Marvel Rivals announcement in it, is what I was thinking. Because I always thought that would be an easy one, because I said it's like a free-to-play, you know, Fortnite thing with Marvel superheroes, which is apparently really fun, and I've been wanting to try it out. And yeah, maybe. But I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think we're going to have one next week?
I think there's a good chance we'll have one in September. So if it's not next week, then it'll be the week after or the week after. But
yeah,
I wouldn't mind if it happened before I go to Japan, just so.
Yeah, you're on the cusp of leaving. You guys are leaving on like Thursday or Friday or the 20th?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like the weekend. I thought it was. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I just remembered it was kind of around the same time as like Trails in the Sky releases on the 19th. So you'll be right. You know, you'll be flying through the sky when Trails in the Sky comes out. it'll be fun. You get to go there and you lose like a whole day, and then when you come back, you like go back in time. Like when we left. Well, I guess because you're going to Thailand too, so that might be different. Because when we left in the afternoon in Japan, and we got there like the night before in America, because of like the way the time works. And when you go there, you lose like a whole day. But it's I don't know. Hopefully you get better. What you do better with the lag than I did, because it took me like 2 or 3 weeks to get out of it, because I was so well. I mean, but we were there for almost 3 weeks, so.
Yeah,
really,
we're not gonna be there quite.
We really got used to it, and I would just get really exhausted, like out of nowhere. Is kind of what it was. I'd be passing out at like 9 o'clock, like if I wasn't working or whatever. I just felt tired all the time. Was kind of what happened to me until
your body was trying to reset itself.
Until I got used to the whatever, to the different stuff. But I'm sure you guys are super excited.
We are. We got a lot
that.
To get figured out, but
yeah, I did comment. I commented on one of your posts on there, and Shauna texted me about Japan, so I did kind of talk back and forth a little bit about it. But it seems like you guys got a lot of stuff on your schedule, as I figured you would. But
yes,
the only thing I say is, well, you'll be there anyway. But if you make it to Shinjuku, just check out the Golden Guy. That's like where all the tiny bars are. And I'm just
Golden Guy?
It's just Golden Guy is what the area is called, but there's like 20 different bars there. And they're like, you can only seat like 4 or 5 people. I'm just curious to see how many of those lasted through the pandemic, because we went there in 2019, and and most of the bars there, like once they get full, there's no lines or whatever. You got to go somewhere else. Like they don't do lines. Like if it's full, go find a different bar. But it's just like a whole bunch of tiny bars that only have like 4 or 5 seats, and they're kind of all next to each other. And it's like feels like it's in an alley, and there's a bunch of them, and I don't know, it's a fun place to be, it's the Golden Guy is what the area is called, but there's some cool different ones there. There was like a horror themed one that we wanted to get into, but I think it was closed or it was full, like when we tried to get there. But we kind of just went and found one that was open, and then just hung out there. And I remember I was drinking 4 Roses with the bartender, who was like in a punk band, and we were listening to Dead Kennedys on the speakers in the bar. It was kind of fun because he could speak English, and he was into punk rock, so we were getting. And then we went to go see John Wick 3, and like fell asleep in the theater. But it was a funny movie to see. But that was in the the Godzilla building, which I'm sure you guys.
I tried talking Sean into going to see a movie in Japanese, and she's not interested.
Well, I mean, but it actually won't. I mean, depending on what you'll see, like we went to go see John Wick because John Wick was in English with Japanese subtitles. Yeah. So I mean, it's just like a lot of them will just like be like seeing a regular movie, and it's pretty cool to see because nobody fucking talks or says anything. It's so fucking eerie. And I was like eating like I like had like a hot dog and like an iced tea with me, and I'm like trying like not to crunch the ice to make too much noise because everybody's so silent. They don't say anything. Like it's like the most considerate theater I've ever been to, and I love it so much. I love it so much, but I was like trying not to like crinkle the paper or whatever. I'm like, and I'm like drunk too. I'm like, oh my god, like I better not fall asleep because they're gonna kick me out, So yeah, it was a time, and I didn't remember any of that movie, but it's because we got too loaded before, and we ended up having to get a cab because like the trains close like early if you don't I think they close at like 10 or something, but cabs are everywhere. They're pretty easy to get, and everything's cheaper there. And I mean, it's best to have your address like on a card or whatever in case they don't speak English. You can just like have it written out in Japanese, so you can be like, "Take me here," and they'll
that's a good idea
for like confusion or whatever, that sort of thing. But I'll be really excited to hear what you guys. I'm sure you'll have a great time. I mean, it's your honeymoon, so go for it.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, and if you're up for it. Maybe we could do maybe our next Patreon episode would just be about the Japan trip or something, is what I was thinking.
I'm down.
Because she'll be back around that time. I don't know. Think about it. You guys can both be on it and tell us all your stuff. Because I figured that'll be like a full episode anyway, because you'll have plenty to talk about.
Yes.
And all that stuff. But yeah, aside from that, I think we're good on this episode. I'm fine with it being a little bit shorter, so I don't have to go through as much.
Yeah, we didn't go too far off the rails.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
Well, unless it's because I'm sober, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably part of why
wasn't
I am
able
as well.
to wasn't able to ramble as much, but it's fine. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you like us and you want to help out the podcast, go to patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast, and you can kick us some dollars and get some free bonus stuff on there. We just recorded our 76th expansion pack episode, which is available to the $5 subscribers right now, and for $1 you can get the edited versions, which will be up next week. And you can hear the WART radio, which is like mixes of all the intro and outro music from each month. So put together like an hour and a half thing to listen to if you like hearing all the music that's in the episodes. So you can check that out also. Plus you'll see early videos of us recording in case you don't want to wait for me to edit them together or whatever. You can get them right off the press, as they would say, and all that stuff.
Unedited.
And yeah, if you want to watch me play Sonic Racing Crossworlds or Fortnite or whatever, you can go to twitch.tv/NintenDomain podcast or youtube.com/NintenDomain podcast. That's where I post any. And I also post versions of this podcast also. If for some reason you don't want to listen to it on a podcast app, you can listen to it on YouTube. It's just with a static image. But some of those images are pretty good. I'm proud of pasting them together through my shitty MS Paint Macintosh equivalent that I have over here.
Nice.
But yeah, you'll find those on there. Anyway, we've been your hosts. I'm Trey Johnson.
I'm Jared Mikowski.
And thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next time.
See you too.
See you too.
Switch edition.
生きてるその意味を探し続けるそれが生きることさ